And we are back here for HSEL week number 4, going into our third and final match of the night. Jeff here with Nuclear, get you through that. Coming up next, we've got Lynbrook High School Asgardians taking on Tualatin High School. Forgive me if I've mispronounced that. The Timberwolves. That I know how to say.
Yeah, definitely the Asgardians versus the Timberwolves. It's going to be a battle of the North between the Vikings and the Wolves themselves. I am excited going into this next game. That second game we just saw, and as we mentioned earlier, we've been all over the U.S. today, as is tradition with the High School Esports League. And that's great. That's what you want to see out of these matches. So I'm excited for the action. I'm hoping that it's as exciting as games 2 and 3 of that last set we just watched.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, I got slightly distracted. There are air raid sirens going on outside my house right now. So if I lose power because of a storm or something, I apologize. But yeah, that kind of caught my ear for a second. Yeah, I'm in Dallas, so we've got tornado watches and stuff going on right now. So hopefully my windows stay intact and we can continue forth as planned, moving into this game of Asgardians versus the Timberwolves. Maybe the Asgardians are just threatening me with storms. Make sure I cast them favorably.
Yeah, LeBroom James has got to be up there with one of my favorite names I've seen. That's a sweeping I've ever seen one.
Hard agree. One of the best. Some great names all around here. Will Sim and Otter Reagan will be the other two starters here for the Asgardians. On the other side, we've got Spleef. We've got Sam Bama. And End Ends.
End Ends is another good one. Otter Reagan and Sam. Looks like we got two Sams in this lobby. Not to be mistaken by the Sam on both sides. Sam Bana is a little bit different. But just kind of moderate action, back and forth, ping-ponging. That's what I love about Rocket League, especially in a best-of-7 Bull Skunk. You were able to take your time at the beginning of the game and just kind of feel out the mechanics of the other team, feel out how your team is feeling, and get that synergy unlocked early.
Yes, indeed. Well, right now it's Asgardians who are making their first world drive towards the net. That one gets denied by Sam Bama. LeBroom James. I relish every time I get to say that name. Went in for an attack. The ball is deflected out, and now Spleef trying to go on the offense here towards the blue net. LeBroom James going up for it. Makes a good touch to send it along the outside wall, and a good second touch to continue to push it across midfield. Will Sam carries it into the corner, has LeBroom James centered. LeBroom James had fallen back, and Will Sam went aggressive to attack the net, but defensive rotation will keep Asgardians on top and keep them in the orange half.
Ooh, that's going to be a strong demo, too, coming out onto LeBroom James from Spleef. Rodder popping it up for LeBroom James, going up, and what a touch! Going to nail it down after keeping it on the nose of the car. Let's watch that replay again. Beautiful stuff coming out from the Asgardians.
I think wanted that extra touch, but didn't even matter in the end. Perhaps just fooled the defense with threatening that second touch up in the air. The ball drops right down, right in. 1-0 Asgardians here in game number 1 in our best of 7. Otter Reagan almost made it to 2-0. That ball didn't quite find its target. But Will Sam off the wall, put it in the middle, and Otter Reagan unable to get there on a ball that just rolled right in front of them. LeBroom James coming in for another attack. Bounces up. Otter Reagan with a second try in this and does not miss this time. Otter Reagan finds their first goal of the series. 2-0 to the Asgardians.
What a sneaky play as well from LeBroom James, acting like they're going to go for a flip reset. Not exactly revealing that they don't have any boost yet, but it was enough to make the defenders back up and think that the goal had been scored, and that just allowed time for Otter to come in with a solid shot on goal. You love to see those plays. So far, the scripting that we're seeing from the Asgardians has been nothing short of spectacular, as these players clearly have really, really well-coordinated communication.
Yeah, looking good so far. I might have to ask you to take over here for a second with these air raid sirens continuing to go off. I want to go make sure that I'm safe. As much as I love Rocket League, let me go do that real quick. Please take over for a moment.
That is important. You are totally fine, Bull Skunk, and everyone on our end, obviously hoping that Bull Skunk is all right as well. Things can get crazy in Dallas, just as things can get crazy in the Timberwolves goal. That's going to be LeBroom James once again. with another shot on goal. Great pass in the midfield, capitalizing on that engagement. 2 minutes on the clock in this game one. It's best of 7. And so far, the Asgardians are just taking it 3-0. And showing their coordination is unparalleled thus far. The Timberwolves haven't really had their time to shine quite yet. Unfortunately, hanging out in the goal, not finding the touches they're looking for on the defense, and not really having a controlling offense. But from downtown, that's going to be end-to-ends, getting a solid shot on and getting one in for the Timberwolves. Beautiful stuff. Now with 142 left, and once again, these are best of 7s, so we're going to have a minimum of 4 games in the series. It's going to be Spleef. Oh, no, you'd hate to see the teammate bump, getting a double bump on Sam Bama. Little bit of miscommunication, miscoordination on the side of the Timberwolves. That's going to hit the crossbar. Endens knocking it up just enough. LeBroom James with an awkward angle from the top. Will Sam, this time this series, taking ball in their control, trying to pass it back to LeBroom James. That's going to be Otter Reagan taking it back to the goal post. Not quite finding the goal, but they are setting up quite nicely. Will Sam hitting the backboard, setting up LeBroom James. Is going to knock it in again. An all-star player. 1 minute on the clock now. They're setting each other up, and you'll notice on the Asgardians roster, that's what these other players are doing. Otter and Will Sam are setting up LeBroom James quite nicely for these goals.
All right, I am back. Apologies for that. Hey, I appreciate you.
Of course. Are you okay?
You're carrying this load in your back. I think so. Just kind of, doing some tornado prep.
Sure.
Figuring out, inside room with some blankets in it. Always important for those of you who might ever be under the threat of a tornado. Not likely if you're watching from California or Oregon, but for those of us in the Midwest, these are things you have to consider.
Yeah, definitely.
And I come back and it's a dominant lead here.
Yeah, you missed out on a little bit of the action. The Asgardians were able to get a couple more up in a 5-1 fashion with 30 seconds left. Absolutely bull skunk. It has been it's been a great game so far. I was just saying that majority of the Asgardians' play style, it's seeming, is to set up LeBroom James for these nice goals. We did see one on the side of the Timberwolves, but it hasn't been much more than that.
Well, LeBroom James seems to have gotten a hat trick in my absence here in game number 1. Apologies once again for that, friends.
Three in the bank, absolutely. And of course, you got to stay safe. We hope that you've moved into your closet and that you're in an indoor space, and just in case that tornado does hit. But it seems as though tornadoes are not just hitting over in Dallas; they're hitting in Oregon, as this California roster has the wind in their sails going into this 1-0.
It looks like our curse of the blue teams has been broken.
Finally.
Right? 13-3 in shots. Very dominant performance indeed. Yeah, 709 score coming out of LeBroom James. Looking to live up to that namesake. See if they can get a sweep going here. But it's just 1 of 4 needed.
Note as well, ping does not make the difference, players. Look at that. Look at that ping difference. It does not always make the difference. Not in a game like Rocket League. Sometimes it can, but in games that are more first-person shooter heavy oriented, they can, right? And like games like Valorant,
sure.
Overwatch, it is important you got great ping. But that 12 to 36 differential isn't really going to make or break the difference as we saw in that game 1.
I mean, 12 ping. How did you get 12 ping? Like they are living next door to that West server. That is incredible ping. I'm jealous.
Yeah,
I'm also
they got
jealous
that
of the
fiber.
Skills coming out of LeBroom. I don't have
absolutely.
Either. I don't have either the ping nor those skills.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's what happens when you're a GOAT, and especially when you're satiring a GOAT. LeBroom James, that is a name to remember, folks, as we go into the series and possibly onward. for this Asgardians roster. But the Timberwolves have a chance to bring it back, and they were showing signs of life in that first game in the sense of they were doing things. They were able to get some possession. It's really just taking the ball and keeping the possession on blue side. As Bull Skunk mentioned, our orange side has been pretty dominant so far tonight, and this blue side hasn't really seen much love before this game.
A little bit of a demolition derby going on between our two sides here early in game 2. Sam Bama with a great challenge across midfield. An important touch to push it towards the blue half and see if Timberwolves can get started here and get an early lead. Kind of shift the winds back in their favor. Reagan trying to carry it back out as the Timberwolves attack kind of petered out. They were able to get down into the zone, but weren't we able to take any opportunities towards the goal.
It's not going to be Sam Bana in the corner. Spleef playing in this goal. That's going to be LeBroom getting a shot on mid. Knowing both of their teammates are back on the Timberwolves side is just looking for a clear.
LeBroom got 2 demos amidst all that. So any attack that the Timberwolves thought they were going to have, they found themselves just watching and waiting to respawn. And now it's converted into opportunities here for the Asgardians as LeBron James is going to put up 1, 2 go for the ball. Good defense. Sam Bama holds the line, holds the 0-0 score line as well. Will Sam coming in for attack. That one sent away by Sam Bama as well. Sam Bama out of the near post. Good touch to send it the other direction. Kind of change up the flow of play here. Reagan, LeBron James in the middle. Shot doesn't have enough mustard on it. Easily turned away. The Timberwolves defense holds. And a nice challenge is going to deny a shot from Reagan.
That's going to be Sam Bama now setting up, trying to look for a play, but that LeBron James is just a bit too fast. You could say he is a golden warrior getting across the field. And notice how that's funny because that's the rival team because I don't watch basketball.
Oh, all right. Hey, actually, in California with the Asgardians and the Lakers would be the home of King James the moment. But I don't watch much meat sports either.
Meat sports.
Reagan with a little bit of a back pass. LeBron James taking it to the sky. Here's going to go over Sam Bama. He's going to drop that right in the net. Goal number 2 here for the Asgardians.
Yeah, all navigating in between the defenders like a fighter pilot. LeBron James expertly and effortlessly getting it through. Endin's going to be credited a little bit for the goal there, but we all saw what happened. The Asgardians are now up 2-0. Slowing down their game a little bit. The Timberwolves is taking out the wind in the sails of the Asgardians and trying to stop the onslaught, but that's going to be Reagan with a harsh retaliation looking at this pass from LeBron James.
Ooh, and what a pass indeed. Reagan didn't even have to move. The ball just bounced off the corner. Reagan positioned themselves at the perfect angle. The ball just redirects right into the corner of the net. Nice play from LeBron James and Reagan coming together for goal number 3. It was 0-0 for the longest time here, and Timberwolves defense was looking so solid, but once that dam cracked open, just the floodwaters of goals started pouring in for the Asgardians. Will Sam looking to tally on more as it's turning into an ocean here.
Yeah, I think the Timberwolves, Bull Skunk, just need to take a step back and be precise with their plays here. Their coordination seems to be breaking apart a little bit as they're going for these double commits in the air, and you can't utilize both defenders on that, and it also creates for a little bit of awkwardness, similar to like a ball going in the outfield for another meat sport such as baseball. But I think that if the Timberwolves slow down and are a little bit more precise with where they want to put the ball and get these passes off, they have the chance to come back in this series.
And that comes down to communication, right? Like that's just a matter of calling who's going for it, and trusting your teammate if they make that call that they're going to get there, that they're going to get the block, and your services, your positioning is better off elsewhere. But whoo, that was a textbook double tap coming out of Reagan. Look at the distance on this thing, and the read from Reagan jumping at midfield to position themselves right on top of it. Picturesque double tap. Well played.
I also think that it's important to note there, Bullskunk, Otter Reagan didn't need to use boost to get across the field, and knowing the speed the ball is moving and the speed that you're matching is imperative for that reason. Otter Reagan still had 40 boost while they were in the other side of the field, right at the goalpost. So just goes to show you players, you don't need to slam that button. Just have the mechanics get downfield, use your flips, and get into position, and you can make plays, textbook plays like Otter.
And feathering your boost really helps with that. Really helps with boost control and precise use of that boost. And we're also seeing that well executed here from Asgardians. And it means they always have the resources they need to make moves like that. LeBron James speeding past the defense, going right towards the net. Spleeth with a good breakup right on that near post, but Otter Reagan puts it back in. Spleeth trying to get out of the zone, runs into Will Sam, trying to get reorientated, and grabs a big boost along the way, but a bad touch from Spleeth is going to put it towards the net, and Otter Reagan finds the goal.
Yeah, Otter Reagan now running away with this game too. Spleeth, like you said, not looking for the touch they quite wanted. Indens was there to capitalize, but Otter Reagan was just a bit too fast. 6-0 now for the Asgardians with 30 seconds left in this game too.
Dominant performance here from Lynbrook High School.
Otter Reagan looks like they just got the hat trick as well.
They did. Indeed.
Yeah, looking like a bunch of magicians out here. Their hat tricks.
I believe Otter got a hat trick in this one. LeBroom got a hat trick in the last game. LeBroom with 2 goals so far in this one. Still 7 seconds to complete another hattie. Either way, it's going to be a 2-0 lead here for the Asgardians in this best of 7. Still room for a comeback. Not counting the Timberwolves out just yet.
Yeah, I think that in games like Rocket League, when you have a best of 7 series, it really allows for the players to take that time in between games and correct, right? Maybe in between games, you don't want to clutter comms about what's going wrong. You want to focus on what's happening in the moment and how you can coordinate your plays. But after these matches, that's a great time to just take a step back and say, look, I think this is the issue. I think this is how we mitigate. I think this is how we correct.
Agreed. And adaptation is so important, and being able to change your game plan in Rocket League is so important. And it's be it to stay ahead of your opponent and keep them guessing and keep them on their toes, or to try to adapt and stop your opponent from, if they're just doing the same thing and it's just working over and over, you've got to be able to make the adjustments necessary. Either get more aggressive, get more physical, more passing, more short passing, more clears. You have a lot of options. You just got to find what works best for you as a team and what your identity is, and that will help you figure out where your strengths are.
Absolutely. And if you just stick to that strategy, then you're not going to be ready when it goes south. And that's
Right.
the whole point of a strategy. You have something to sort of tie you together with a mutual understanding, but you got to bridge and understand that things are not going to go according to plan. A great plan always has room for when it doesn't work.
I heard a phrase earlier today that I really liked, and that was plans are useless, planning is imperative. And I thought that was just such a poignant phrase, because plans always go south.
Agree.
But
Yeah.
the planning for it is a different story altogether. Planning for the match is a different beast.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And that's a really good quote. I like that quote. I don't know who you heard it from, but I'm going to buy their book.
It was from a podcast. I was like a D&D podcast I was watching. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, talking about being a DM and working your campaigns. But I think there's a similar philosophy
application
that could be applied. Yeah, you bet.
No, absolutely. Fellow D&D nerd here too. I can appreciate a DM being adaptive in the moment, because I play a bard, and that is not always fun for my DM when I am.
You beast. You're just nightmare fuel for us DMs out here. I see how it is.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Just as it looks like the Asgardians are a little bit of nightmare fuel for the Timberwolves, I think we missed that first goal, Bull Skunk. They got one quick without us looking.
Yeah, Asgardians, they're just so good. They just get goals from the start. Snap their fingers, and there you go. Rainbow Bridge right into Wville.
Rainbow Bridge right into Wville.
Yeah,
I like that.
Thanks. I'm still deciding if I like it or not, but you know what? It's in the past. We're moving forward.
I love it. No, I love it. Otter Reagan now up on the left side. 18 boost, that's going to be 0. Trying to get it down to Will Sam. Will Sam looking for the pick in mid. Not quite finding the touch they're looking for. That's Indens. I love the slow play from Indens, and it may pay off for this player. No! Unfortunately, Indens just narrowly missed where the nose of that car needed to be to get into the net of the Asgardians.
So close to a tying goal. Spleeth with an awkward touch, but it works out as it pinches towards the corner, and Timberwolves might get another chance here, but they're going to have to back out. The defense just too good. LeBron James able to sneak around one, but great backup Sam Bama, keeping the hopes alive here on this attack. Is eventually going to have to fall back. Will Salmon gets a pass midfield. Indens there to send it right on into the blue half.
Yeah, Indens looking to capitalize, and I think that if the Timberwolves keep that same energy that Indens is trying to put out, saying, hey, let's just be smart with our touches, let's take our time, let's go at the speed that we need to go to for our plays versus the speed that we are matching for theirs. That's an important distinction that these teams need to make, and I think that Indens is doing a great job of modeling.
And, can't quite get back to it. Indens was so close to making that read. Oh, but Will Sam able to sneak one and over the top. Goal number 2 here for the Asgardians.
Yeah, look at all those minis up too, Bullskunk, because that's one thing that I'd love to see more out of this Rocket League level is, obviously you want your big boosts, but as you're getting across the field, take those small boosts. They're going to make all the difference. Otter raking with that touch, my lord.
That was pretty. Otter Reagan with the redirect upside down, able to guide that one as far away from Sam Bama as humanly possible. Incredible goal there from Otter.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need to make the big flashy plays. You just need the redirect. You just need to ensure that the ball is going into the goal and act as more of that assist. Otter Reagan doing a great job of filling that role.
And it's now 3-0 with 2 minutes remaining here in game number 3. Will Sam with the early goal that we didn't see, and he's going to get the pass to Otter Reagan as they get goal number 2 for them here in this game, increasing that lead to 4-0.
Yeah, as we're kind of progressing, the gap is getting larger as the Asgardians are hitting the land and sending the Timberwolves straight to Valhalla so far in this series. 2 minutes left. The Timberwolves are going to really need to kick it into gear and start playing to the same speed that the Asgardians are putting out.
Yeah, I like what Timberwolves are doing here. Like, they're starting to play a little bit faster. They start to get some offense going. And then Asgardians just break it up and carry it right back into the other zone. Oh, LeBron James almost connected on that pass to Will Sam. That would have been nasty. But Spleeth grabs a boost, has an opportunity, but runs into a 1v2, loses the ball, and LeBron James now threatening the net once again. That shot from Otter Reagan will go a little bit high. Will Sam with a touch trying to drop it back. Ends up just with a full-on back pass to LeBron James. A risky move that is not going to pay off. Ooh, Otter Reagan, the third man, pushes up. Able to get the ball into the zone and put one on net.
He was cooking. He was cooking something, Bullskunk. He looked like he wanted some. Will Sam acting as another ball, getting booped up high right off that jump. Indens looking to take it up for a play and realizing as they come off the wall, wait a second, I need gas.
Almost petered out. Able to find some of that precious crude oil. Is that what it is? I think they're just little yellow balls of crude oil.
I think
Shot
so.
there is
That's
gonna
what I
get
would
denied.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds logical to me. Why not?
I can't tell you the physics of how it goes into the car, but everything else makes sense.
It's a combination of crude oil and nitrous oxide that gives it that yellow golden color.
Sure, right.
Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. LeBron James looking for goal number 5. Good defense there as it ends able to jump up and through the traffic finds that save.
A lot of these aren't getting marked down as saves, but the Timberwolves have really kept this ball out of their goal in comparison to the amount of times the Asgardians have put it on. And so that defense is there. They just really have to match the offensive ability coming out from the Asgardians. You can see Asgardians have 4. Timberwolves actually only credited with 5, but it seemed like a lot more during the series.
Definitely felt like they had a lot more possession by my eye test than we saw in games 1 and 2. So steps in the right direction, but Asgardians still on top and still have not been shaken off of that game plan. Just high aggression. High aggression.
Yeah, absolutely. They put 12 shots on goal to the Timberwolves 6. So while it's still double, we're evening that out a lot more. And it's looking a little bit better for the Timberwolves every game. And if anything, that goes to show that their implementation and what they're putting into these games are working. So they just have to keep driving that nail down. I think that when it comes to playing against the Asgardians in the air, they need to be careful about when they're getting up off the ground because they are missing the ball with these double commits quite often. And if they can just communicate who's going up, when they're touching, I think that those are going to be valuable comms going into Game 4.
Excellent advice, my friend. Auto Reagan, touch after the kickoff here as we get into game number 4. Interesting map, this one. Like they just do like a massive color swap, and my brain goes, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, my GTX graphics card just started kicking into gear a little bit more. Lots more effects on this map, I feel, than the other two. Feels like we're in Mad Max territory. Love Wasteland.
Yeah, Wasteland's a great map. Ooh, Will Sam with a bouncer. That goes in for the opening goal of game 4. Off the ceiling, and Wilson, yeah, just able to get a touch on it, and hard bounce. Forces it over the entirety of the defense.
Right place, right time, and that goes back to our conversation earlier about being adaptive and flexible in your plays. Had Will Sam just gone with the play and said, nah, I need to go back and get boost, not been there for that moment, that wouldn't have presented itself. So great play from the Asgardians all around. That's going to be the Timberwolves now looking for possession. Endon's getting it up and above the goal, looking for a back pass. Unfortunately, Timberwolves midfield control was left a little to be desired there in the midfield. They weren't able to get up there fast enough and kind of stuck in that defense.
Yeah, you see Sam Bama playing very deep defensively. It does pay off this time, so they're able to shut down Will Sam. And at the very least, the defense is taking away those opportunities from the Asgardians more and more. We've seen those shot totals go down as the series has gone on. Ooh, beautiful save from Indians on that one. Alongside Spleeth to deny a goal from the Asgardians. Indians desperately wants to get this out of the zone. Touch from LeBron James isn't getting enough to clear, but Spleeth slows down, stops when they had an opportunity, and in that moment of hesitation, the Asgardians are coming screaming back for goal number 2. One save, shot goes wide on the rebound. LeBron James keeps it in the zone momentarily, but eventually the Timberwolves are able to get out as they survive another one from the Asgardians.
And that was Spleef with a great capitalization on the backflip that we just saw from LeBron James, taking that possession almost immediately. But these clears from the Asgardians leave no room for error for the Timberwolves to ensure that they're there. I mean, the Asgardians are sending these clears straight high and flying. Timberwolves not really in position to stop it, so that's why we're seeing the ball so heavily on the Timberwolves side of the field. They're going to have to get up there and try to challenge this ball in the air a little bit more in order to look for the plays and really the precursor to the plays that they want. LeBron James with their second, putting the second goal. That's their first goal of this game.
And that's exactly what the Asgardians wanted right there. Look at that. They opened up the defense beautifully. LeBron James is able to use the wall. Completely baffles the Timberwolves. Leaves a wide open net. Wonderful opportunity created there by the Asgardians, and they don't miss on those. LeBron James, as you mentioned, first goal of this game. Sixth goal of the day, though.
Yeah. It's LeBron James putting some up
Number 7?
on there, maybe looking for double. Yeah, it was looking like number 7 for a second. Look at that double commit again. You hate to see it from Endons and Sam Bama. You just got to calm when you're going up. Spleeth in some desperate need of some boost. Going to find a little bit. LeBron James now off the back post. That's going to be Otter Reagan setting something up, and the Timberwolves looking for their opening.
My lights are flickering over here. I feel like this power is going to go out at any moment, so just brace yourselves. I apologize in advance.
I'm ready. Well, hopefully it can stay on at least for the next 2 minutes. The Asgardians are ahead. The Timberwolves could come back, but they're going to need to put some gas in their tank if they want this W.
It's still very reachable, still very attainable here from the Timberwolves, but yeah, it seems like they're running on fumes right now, and Will Sam comes through and has plenty of gas to work with. Puts the mustard on that one. Great pass from Otter Reagan off the backboard to set it up, but it's Will Sam who's able to get across and find that angle off the top of the car to push that one back. Well played from Will Sam for goal number 3.
Will Sam also showing why it's so important to keep that second jump when you're looking for these flips. Well, and Will Sam also proving that you got to be in the right place at the right time. Sam Bama putting it mid. Will Sam just putting it up and in for the fourth goal for the Asgardians.
Yeah, 2 goals in as many seconds from Will Sam off of a well thought out approach to the kickoff. Will Sam cheating up on that one. And here we go again. 3 goals in a row here from Asgardians in a very quick session.
Yeah, LeBroom James, in his namesake fashion, is going for the sweep tonight. Love the Dark Knight tag as well. A shout out to all of the Batman DC fans out there.
Best villains ever.
Oh, agreed. Agreed. Hands down. That could be a whole conversation I could have. Mr. Freeze is the best, though. Obviously.
Ooh, okay. I mean, Asgardians seem to have ice in their veins here today. Segway.
They do.
As
they do.
55 seconds remaining.
They do, yeah.
James.
The Timberwolves scratching their head a little bit here. A little confused and wily. Ooh, setting up for a great play in the midfield. Unfortunately, they're not fast enough to make it there quite yet. It's going to be Will Sam setting up the Timberwolves, and Endon's looking for some stoppage here. LeBroom getting it in, though, for the 6th goal of the game.
And LeBroom now has a Hattie alongside Will Sam. And this one at a very acute angle. Tough shot here, goes over 2 defenders, and able to get rotated and turned around enough to guide that ball where it needed to go. So, beautiful goal once again from LeBroom James. Goal number 8 on the day, leading the server right now. Goal number 3 of this one. Will Sam also having a phenomenal performance on the day. 6 goals total for Will Sam. Hat trick here in game number 4. You can say quite the score there, a 6-0-1 score. Our Asgardians, absolutely on fire. They will move to 2-1 on the season after this win. Timberwolves will drop to 2-2.
Yeah, so, pretty low stress game from either sides in the sense of their score for the season. If we look at that shot on goal differential, though, my lord, the Asgardians putting it out there.
Just doing a really good job of ball control and really good job of playing up. That's one of the themes I think I've noticed today is the teams that play the midfield line more are finding success, or the teams that are able to control the possession and just keep the ball in their opponent's zone. And as such, they're able to just put a torrent of shots on, which inevitably just results in goals, which results in wins.
Yeah, and that's what we saw tonight from the Asgardians. The Asgardians were just faster, and I think that the Timberwolves probably could have had a much better showing had they were just a little more aggressive, right? They kind of, when the Asgardians had the ball, even if they weren't necessarily making any major plays with it at the time, the Timberwolves didn't want to press up and push that and fear that it would just allow the Asgardians to take the goal. But at some point, you have to ask yourself, all right, what is the better play? Do we wait in the goal, or do we try to take control from them while they're setting something up?
I will always err on the side of being more aggressive. Take more challenges, take more 50s. Try to put the pressure on and take space away from your opponent. Don't give them the room or the time to think about what they're going to do. You're immediately in their face. You're immediately forcing them to fight for every inch. So personally, and I'm no coach, that's take it with a grain of salt. Consult your coaches. But for my personal humble opinion as a caster, I will always err on the side of more aggression.
Yeah, I think that there's times for both, but you don't want to do all of one or all of the other, right? And I feel like
Fair.
that's what we
Yeah.
saw from the Timberwolves tonight.
Very good. Very valid. Excellent point. Excellent point indeed. Well, that's going to conclude our broadcast here for week number 4. Some high scoring games across the board. And it's exciting to get this look at the high school level and some really good gamers coming up through this league, and it's been an absolute joy to get to bring these games to you. But we do appreciate everybody tuning in. Big shout out to Corrupt and Jay-Z Wills behind the scenes doing all the off camera work to keep me and Nuke in line here, which is no easy feat, mind you. But most importantly, we appreciate y'all at home hanging out, enjoying the games. That's why we do it. So thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.